The law works while you rest. The law never sleeps. When your body grows silent and your eyes close to the night, the infinite continues to create through you. You are never separated from the current of divine activity. You may cease from labor, but the law continues its holy motion, obeying the last word you have spoken, multiplying the last vision you have held. Therefore, understand this truth. Your rest is not the end of work. It is the continuation of creation. The law of attraction is eternal, tireless, and exact. It moves through every hour, every dream, every pulse of your being, shaping the invisible into form. Say aloud, "As I rest, the law of increase is at work in my favor." Your decree has no expiration. The command you release before sleep travels through the ethers, organizing substance, summoning opportunity, aligning all forces of the universe to deliver your word fulfilled. You may be lying in stillness, yet unseen realms tremble with obedience to your vibration. Your word is alive, it cannot die. It is the sound of spirit commanding form. There are those who sleep in fear and they reap confusion. There are those who rest in faith and they awaken to miracles. You are of the second kind. You are the one who knows that the divine mind never slumbers. The same power that holds the stars in perfect balance holds your destiny in motion. Even now, while your conscious mind releases its hold, your deeper self, your spiritual architect, builds according to your last decree. Every word you spoke before sleep becomes a blueprint for creation. Therefore, never enter sleep in worry or doubt. Those are thieves of manifestation. Fear poisons the field of creation. Doubt cancels divine activity. But faith keeps the current alive. Faith commands the angels of abundance to stand guard over your dreams. Faith says, "Even in stillness, I prosper." Faith declares, "Even in silence, the law is multiplying my good." Say aloud, "The law is faithful to me, for I am faithful to my word." Your rest is holy because your spirit does not rest. It reigns. The law of attraction is your silent servant, operating under the supreme command of your belief. While the world sleeps unaware, your word gathers momentum. Your decree becomes magnetic, drawing ideas, resources, and favor from unseen dimensions. You are not idle when you rest. You are radiant, sending invisible signals into the field of divine intelligence. The moment you release your word in faith, heaven's machinery begins to move. See yourself not as a dreamer, but as a commander in sleep. You lie down not to escape the world, but to recreate it. You close your eyes, and creation begins again through you. Every atom, every vibration, every frequency bends to the sound of your consciousness. Even in sleep you are speaking. Even in stillness you are sending out your decree. The law is eternal movement. It cannot pause, it cannot fail, it cannot forget. Say aloud, "The universe remembers my word. The law fulfills my desire." You are one with the source that never ceases. Just as rivers continue to flow when unseen by the night, the law continues to bring you supply when you are unaware. This is the mystery of divine rest. You do not need to strive, you need to align. The soil does not strain to grow the seed, it simply receives it. So too, your spirit receives your decree and multiplies it while you sleep. The world may chase wealth with toil, but you attract it with alignment. The restless mind works for coins. The enlightened soul commands kingdoms. Your stillness is not weakness, it is dominion. It is the moment you hand creation back to God and say, "Do thy perfect work through me." And the law obeys, for it knows no delay. Say aloud, "While I rest, my good expands. While I dream, the law performs. While I sleep, abundance finds me." Now close your eyes with authority. Sleep not as one weary, but as one enthroned. For even as your body surrenders, the law continues. To multiply your supply, answer your decree, and arrange the miracle of your morning. Your word is the currency of heaven. Your speech is not idle sound, it is law, power, and substance. Every syllable you utter is a coin of creation, stamped with the seal of divine authority. When you speak, you spend spiritual gold. When you decree, you move the hand of the infinite. The unseen realms are listening, the ethers respond. Angels of supply stand at attention to every faith-filled command that leaves your lips. There is no poverty in the life of one who understands that the tongue is the treasury of wealth. For the word spoken in divine alignment must manifest. It cannot return void. Say aloud, "My words are decrees of power. I speak from authority, and the universe obeys." You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of vibration. The world you walk through is built of your spoken thought. Each declaration is a building block. Each affirmation a law written upon the fabric of reality. Words of lack create scarcity. Words of abundance summon increase. When you say, "I cannot," the gates of possibility close. When you declare, "I am," heaven itself moves to agree. For the I am is the name of God, and every time you speak it, you invoke the source of all creation. Your word is not small, it is cosmic. It travels farther than the sound can reach. It enters substance, rearranges matter, and calls things unseen into visibility. The word is your divine currency because faith is its value. A word spoken without faith is a counterfeit coin, powerless and void. But a word spoken in knowing, unchanging, unshaken, becomes a living force that reshapes destiny. Say aloud, "Every word I speak in faith is backed by the treasury of heaven." Understand this sacred law. The universe does not respond to begging, it responds to commanding. To speak in fear is to spend from an empty purse. To speak in faith is to draw from infinite supply. When you decree, "I am prosperous," the law moves to balance your world with that declaration. When you say, "Money flows freely to me," unseen rivers of abundance begin to turn in your direction. When you affirm, "I live under divine protection and endless supply," no force of lack can cross the boundary of your vibration. Guard your speech as you would guard gold. Every complaint is spiritual debt. Every fear-filled statement is a theft against your own abundance. But every declaration of truth deposits wealth into your account of manifestation. Your words are not casual, they are contracts. The law hears and records each one. Speak therefore with intention. Speak as one who knows the might of their decree. Say aloud, "My word is substance made sound. My speech is creation in motion. My declarations are divine orders fulfilled." You must come to understand the holiness of your own mouth. The power that shaped galaxies flows through your voice. The same word that said, "Let there be light," now speaks through you. And as that word could not fail then, neither can it fail now. You are not hoping for change. You are commanding reality. You are not wishing for wealth. You are summoning it by decree. When you speak truth, heaven opens its vaults. When you affirm abundance, angels become accountants of your prosperity. Every sincere, "I am rich," every joyful, "I am supplied," every grateful, "I am blessed," releases invisible forces into immediate action. The word is magnetic, alive, eternal. Speak it in the morning, and by night the law is already multiplying it. Speak it before sleep, and while you rest, creation continues to form around it. Your word is the coin, and your faith is the mint that gives it value. Spend it lavishly on good, not fear. Declare boldly, for timidity is spiritual poverty. You were created to speak worlds into being, to name your blessing, to command your portion. Speak with precision, for the law cannot interpret confusion. Say only what you desire to see, for heaven fulfills X. Act orders. Say aloud, "My word is backed by infinite intelligence. My speech is my wealth. My voice is the command of God through me." Now know this, the greatest fortune is formed in the unseen before it reaches your hands, and the key to that fortune is always on your tongue. Therefore, speak as royalty, decree as law, and let your every word become gold in motion, for your word is the currency of heaven, and heaven always pays in full. subconscious dominion, the throne of invisible power, the inner kingdom where every law of your life is written and rewritten. Your subconscious is the silent architect of destiny, the eternal servant that obeys without question, without pause, without resistance. It takes your word as command, your feeling as decree, and your belief as blueprint. You are the ruler of this realm, the voice that governs unseen creation. What you impress upon it, it must express. What you declare with conviction, it must reproduce in form. The subconscious has no will of its own. It is the fertile ground of spirit awaiting your seed of thought. Therefore, you must master it, not through struggle but through dominion, through the certainty of divine authority. Say aloud, I am the governor of my inner world. My subconscious obeys the law of my faith. Your outer world is but a mirror of your inner command. Every event, every condition, every appearance in your life is an echo of what your subconscious has accepted as true. If you speak words of doubt, it will build walls of delay. If you affirm truth, it will open gates of abundance. The subconscious does not choose, it obeys. It is the law beneath the law of attraction, the engine behind every manifestation. When you align it with divine principle, your life unfolds with effortless precision. The mind is a temple divided. The conscious mind is the priest who speaks. The subconscious is the sanctuary that records and fulfills. Every word you speak with emotion is a sacred offering laid upon its altar. Therefore, you must speak not as one uncertain, but as one enthroned. You must decree, not hope. You must affirm, not wish. For the subconscious responds to authority, not pleading. It knows only the vibration of certainty. Say aloud, my subconscious mind is one with divine intelligence. It performs perfect work in perfect ways. When you rest, it works. When you doubt, it pauses. When you believe, it creates with unstoppable force. It arranges circumstances, summons resources, magnetizes opportunities, all according to your inner picture. You are never waiting on the world, you are waiting on your own alignment. The delay is never external, it is always within. The moment your inner command is pure, complete, and unwavering, the law manifests it without resistance. Therefore, cast out every seed of fear, for fear is a counterfeit faith. It is belief in failure instead of belief in fulfillment. The subconscious does not distinguish between good and evil, wealth and poverty, success and defeat. It only knows the image and the feeling you feed it. Guard your thoughts as you would guard treasure. Your imagination is the womb of your reality. When you see lack, your subconscious builds lack. When you see plenty, it multiplies supply. When you feel peace, it constructs harmony around you. You are the lawmaker of your own mental kingdom. Say aloud, I impress abundance upon my subconscious. I command prosperity to take form. Your dominion is established through repetition and feeling. Every affirmation is a royal decree echoing through the corridors of the inner world. Say it until it becomes the air you breathe. Think it until it becomes your natural vibration. Believe it until the outer world must bow in obedience. For when the subconscious is ruled by faith, the universe bows to your authority. You become unstoppable, unshaken, unmovable. Understand this, the subconscious mind is the gateway to divine intelligence. When you impress it with truth, the infinite mind flows through you, performing miracles with mathematical certainty. You are not trying to make anything happen. You are allowing the divine pattern to emerge. Dominion is not force. It is faith, standing unmoved. It is the calm certainty that what is spoken in divine authority must appear. Say aloud, my subconscious works perfectly. My inner command becomes visible in perfect order. Now rise in your awareness and take back your throne. Let no thought rule you that is not of God. Let no emotion linger that denies your divine identity. Govern your mind with love, faith, and unwavering knowing. Speak to your subconscious as a king speaks to his servant, with calm power and unbending command. Say only what you desire to live, for your word is law within that sacred realm. And as you master your inner kingdom, the outer must bow. The world cannot resist one who rules his subconscious with divine authority. Dominion begins within, and once established, it radiates without. You are the law in flesh, the voice of creation, the governor of the unseen. Your subconscious is your obedient field, and tonight it awaits your decree. Speak it now with authority, and creation will move to fulfill it. The vibration of wealth is not a dream, nor a wish, nor a chase. It is a state of being. Wealth is not what you seek, it is what you are when you remember your divine identity. Every soul vibrates to a certain frequency, and that frequency draws its own kind. The poor vibrate in fear and limitation. The rich in consciousness vibrate in faith and supply. The vibration of wealth is the hum of divine order, the pulse of gratitude, the rhythm of knowing that God is your source, and that increase is your birthright. It is not earned, it is embodied. It is not pursued, it is permitted. Say aloud, I align my vibration with divine wealth. I live in the frequency of abundance. Everything in the universe moves by vibration. Thought vibrates, words vibrate, emotion vibrates. Each sends out waves into the infinite substance, summoning after its kind. When you dwell in fear of lack, you call more lack. When you dwell in the feeling of plenty, you magnetize prosperity. The law of attraction does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your vibration. It listens not to your mouth, but to your feeling tone. Therefore, to change your life, you must change your inner rhythm. You must tune your being to the note of abundance. You cannot vibrate wealth while entertaining worry. You cannot sing the song of increase while rehearsing the music of fear. Your emotion is the sound that creation hears. If your heart beats with trust, the universe rushes to fulfill your faith. If your heart trembles with doubt, the law pauses, awaiting your alignment. The vibration of wealth is calm, confident, radiant. It knows that supply is continuous, effortless, and divine. It does not hurry, because it already has. It does not plead, because it already owns. Say aloud, I am already in possession of divine wealth. I live in the overflow of infinite supply. To vibrate wealth is to think richly, speak richly, act richly. Poverty begins in thought before it appears in form. Every complaint lowers your frequency, every gratitude lifts it. When you speak I can't, you descend into the valley of lack. When you declare I can, you ascend to the mountain of manifestation. Each word is a tuning fork in the field of energy, setting your reality into motion. The vibration of wealth is the vibration of praise, confidence, and expectancy. You are not waiting for prosperity. Prosperity is waiting for your vibration to match its own. Wealth is not a number. It is a consciousness. Two souls may hold the same coin. One feels fear of loss, the other feels joy of increase. The coin multiplies for the one whose vibration is high, and it vanishes from the hand of the fearful. The law can only mirror your inner atmosphere. Therefore, make your thoughts gold, your words gold, your faith gold. And gold will appear. Say aloud, I radiate the frequency of success. I am tuned to the rhythm of endless increase. When you awaken each morning, calibrate your soul to wealth. Speak to yourself as one who already reigns. Feel the reality of overflowing abundance before your eyes ever see it. That feeling is the language of the unseen. The subconscious does not understand waiting. It understands vibration. It does not know the future, it knows the now. The moment you feel wealthy, you are. The moment you embody abundance, creation begins to rearrange itself in your favor. The vibration of wealth is divine joy, not struggle. It is peace, not pressure. It is gratitude, not grasping. It is the serene confidence that every need is met before it is even spoken. You are not in pursuit of wealth. You are in resonance with it. The richest ones are not those who work the hardest, but those who align the deepest. For what you are in vibration, you must attract in form. Say aloud, I am the frequency of divine wealth. Money is drawn to me by divine magnetism. I live in the eternal current of supply. Now, Lift your spirit above all appearances. Refuse the illusion of lack. Feel the hum of divine abundance moving through your heart, your hands, your home. See wealth as light, surrounding you, pulsing through every breath you take. You are not separate from it, you are its expression. The vibration of wealth is the voice of God within you saying, "All that I have is thine." So let your thoughts vibrate with plenty. Let your words pulse with gratitude. Let your heart sing with faith, and the law will echo your music through every corner of your life until wealth becomes your natural state, your effortless rhythm, your divine inheritance made visible. Faith as spiritual magnetism is the hidden power that moves the invisible into the visible, the silent command that summons creation to your side. Faith is not hope, it is certainty. It is the magnetic force of spirit clothed in belief, drawing to you all that belongs to you by divine right. When you walk in faith, the universe bends its laws to match your vibration. When you speak in faith, the ether itself becomes obedient substance. Faith is not weak sentiment. It is the electrical pulse of God within the human heart. It does not beg, it commands. It does not question, it knows. It is the royal current of spiritual magnetism through which every form of wealth, success, love, and healing must flow. Say aloud, "My faith is magnetic. It draws to me every good thing appointed by divine law." Everything in creation responds to vibration, and faith is the highest vibration known to the soul. It is divine electricity in motion. When you stand in faith, you stand in dominion. You stop asking and begin commanding. You cease fearing and begin knowing. The moment you believe without hesitation, without inner contradiction, your world begins to move. Faith releases the divine architect from delay. It gives your words wings. It transforms thought into substance and decree into manifestation. You cannot fake faith. You cannot imitate its vibration. It is pure alignment between your inner knowing and the infinite mind. The law reads vibration, not speech, belief, not performance. To say "I believe" while doubting in your heart is to send mixed signals into the ethers. The universe cannot translate confusion, but the moment your feeling and your word agree, the law becomes instant servant to your command. Say aloud, "I believe without wavering. I trust the unseen more than the seen." Faith is not emotion, it is position. It is standing immovable on the side of divine truth when the senses scream lack. It is the refusal to bow to appearance. It is the sacred declaration, "All is well," while the world trembles with uncertainty. The faith-filled soul becomes untouchable, magnetic, luminous. It does not chase, it attracts. It does not plead, it declares. It does not shrink in the face of delay, it intensifies its radiance until the manifestation appears. Faith is the magnet of miracles. Wherever it is found, power flows. Wherever it is absent, nothing moves. The law of attraction is the servant of faith, for it can only bring to you what your inner magnet commands. When you fear, you repel. When you believe, you draw. When you speak with conviction, creation must obey. Faith does not wait for evidence. It creates it. Faith says, "I have it now," and so it appears. Say aloud, "I live in the vibration of certainty. My faith attracts my supply with unstoppable power." You must cultivate faith as your greatest wealth. It is your invisible fortune, your unseen treasure. Gold may vanish, opportunities may fade, but the man or woman who possesses unwavering faith cannot be impoverished. Faith calls forth new beginnings. Faith opens hidden doors. Faith multiplies what seems little and transforms it into overflow. The faithful soul is never without support, for heaven itself rushes to meet belief. To live by faith is to live above time. You are no longer bound by delay, for delay belongs to doubt. Faith collapses waiting into now. It releases the magnetic current that pulls your desire out of the invisible into your hands. You no longer wonder how, it is done. You no longer ask when, it is now. The law obeys your certainty as gravity obeys weight. Say aloud, My faith is my fortune, my belief is my magnet, my certainty is my supply. When you sleep, faith works. When you rise, faith guides. When you speak, faith creates. The one who moves in faith moves as God moves, without resistance, without hesitation, without fear. You become the living magnet of divine attraction. All that you need seeks you, finds you, surrounds you. Faith is the golden current through which heaven delivers every blessing. Stand now in your holy magnetism. Refuse to doubt your destiny. Know that what is yours is drawn to you by divine decree. Let your faith roar louder than circumstance. Let your conviction outshine every appearance. For when faith is complete, manifestation is immediate. The universe cannot resist the pull of one who knows. Say aloud, I walk in the magnetism of divine faith. My world bends to my belief. My word draws miracles to my side. And so it is. By faith, through faith, and as faith, the invisible becomes visible, and heaven answers your call. Sleeping in command is the art of divine mastery, the sacred state where the soul governs creation even in stillness. You do not fall asleep, you ascend to your throne. The night is not a time of surrender to confusion, it is the temple of command, the hour when the unseen world moves according to your decree. When you sleep in fear, the law records fear. When you sleep in faith, the law multiplies miracles. As your body rests, your spirit rules. As your eyes close, your words begin to work. The universe never sleeps, and the law never stops. It obeys your last command before the night takes you. Say aloud, I sleep in dominion. My night is sacred creation time. The subconscious mind, the eternal servant of the soul, takes your final thought as instruction. It does not argue, it executes. It does not question, it fulfills. The hours of sleep are not hours of nothingness, they are the hours of unseen construction. Every image impressed before slumber becomes a living pattern in the ether, drawing to you the people, events, and wealth that mirror your decree. To sleep in command is to release your word into the infinite as law, unchanging, unstoppable, absolute. The one who understands this truth holds the key to continual manifestation. Before sleep, the wise do not replay failure, they rehearse victory. They do not cling to fear, they speak abundance. They do not drift into darkness, they ascend into creation. The last vibration felt before sleep becomes the music that your subconscious plays until dawn. If you fall asleep in worry, your dreams become chains. But if you fall asleep in command, your dreams become messengers of fulfillment. You do not need to strive in the night, you need only decree. For command is the language of the universe, and faith is its tone. Say aloud, while I sleep, the law of increase fulfills my word. My rest is divine work in motion. Every night is a silent partnership between you and the infinite. The law listens for your order. What you imprint upon your mind before sleep is sacred. It is the seed that creation waters while you rest. Speak lack, and lack will bloom. Speak wealth, and wealth will multiply. The law has no preference, it only obeys authority. The question is not whether the law works, the question is whether you have issued a command. For every soul is a commander, but few are conscious ones. Most sleep as victims of their thoughts. But the awakened one, the spiritual master, sleeps as a ruler over creation. When you lie down, do not say, I am tired. Say, I rest in divine power. Do not say, tomorrow I will try. Say, tomorrow is already blessed. Do not say, I hope my situation changes. Say, my situation is already aligned with divine perfection. These are not soft words. They are royal decrees. They travel through the ethers, etching their pattern into the invisible field of energy that surrounds you. The subconscious never sleeps. It works tirelessly under the direction of your last vibration. If you close your eyes in command, you will open them in manifestation. The law moves through night as light moves through darkness. Silently, faithfully, irresistibly, say aloud, I give my word to the infinite and rest while it fulfills itself in perfect order. You are not waiting for your dream to come true. Your dream is waiting for your command. You are not powerless in sleep. You are most powerful. In waking hours, the conscious mind debates, doubts, and analyzes. But in sleep, the subconscious reigns freely, creating without resistance. Therefore, the night belongs to those who know their power. Sleep not as one escaping the day, but as one shaping the dawn. Sleep as one who knows their word cannot return void. Each night, the wise prepare the mind as an altar. They cleanse it of fear, fill it with gratitude, and seal it with decree. They say, I am abundance, I am protected, I am fulfilled. And heaven answers those words before morning breaks. For when you sleep in command, your faith becomes magnetic, your word becomes law, and your dream becomes reality. Now, as you prepare for rest, release every care. Know that divine power is active, divine supply is flowing, divine order is established. Let your final thought be your most sacred command. Speak it boldly and let it stand, for the universe works through the night to fulfill the decree of the faithful. You sleep in command, and you awaken in manifestation.